Hear me, say what's up, put some stars in the chat. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is All Star Izzy. Welcome in. How's everybody feeling? We are in the building. We are officially here. Welcome in. How's everybody doing? What's going on? Beautiful, glorious afternoon, glorious conversations that we're gonna be having. If you are tuning in, you're new here. Welcome in. Say what's up. Say what's going on. Today we're gonna be covering men and women go 50-50? And tonight I think that's going to be an incredible conversation, just because due to what many beliefs are out there. Deedon, what's good, bro? Great to see you, man. Salute Abril, great to see you. So if you see the polls, make sure you guys are voting. And if you are voting, should men go 50-50? Whether that's yes or no, let me know as the reason why you think so. What would you think so? What would be the reason? You know? We're gonna start the video around 15. Diaj, great to see you. We're gonna start the video around the 15, like 10-15 minute mark. And as of right now, we're just gonna have some discussion. Great to see everybody. If you are on your way here, hit the like button and subscribe. Join to be a part of this journey. My name is All Star Izzy. Tonight we're gonna be having an incredible conversation. That's gonna be speaking on Neon and Iggy Azalea, and it's a clip that I'm gonna be playing for you guys. Now, I may just play the audio, or there's a possibility where I'm able to play the actual clip. However, though, it's important for us to talk about this conversation. You made the Yeet edit. That's what's up, bro. Good to know. But regardless, for the ladies and gentlemen that are here that know about this topic, it's a very hot topic, sensitive topic. It's a very, you know what I mean. So, what would you guys say? Should men and women go 50-50? Let's see what these votes are so far. You know what I mean? So, we got 40% saying yes, they should. 20% said men and women shouldn't go 50-50. And men should pay it all, women should pay it all. Okay? Interesting vote so far. But, let's see if you have voted, what is the reason as what you think? What do you think should men and women do? Do you think they should go 50-50? There's a lot of speculations. There's a lot of conversation around this topic. A lot of opinions. So this is what we're gonna do. Of course, we're gonna move forward and be respectful. If anyone has any disagreements with whoever, it doesn't matter about the disagreements. What matters is that we're having a conversation on this. And if there's any disagreements, we already know what to do and what to say when there are trolls. But shout out to everybody in the building. Marie, great to see you. What's going on? How you doing today? Excuse me. I think there's a bit of a malfunction onto my lights, but it's getting better. But if you have voted, let me know. Sierra, great to see you. Define 50-50. So 50-50 in a relationship. For this conversation solely, right? We're gonna just talk about 50-50 in regards to money. Let's say money. Let's just talk about money instead of talking about relationships. Or yeah, let's just talk financially. Should men go 50-50 in a financial sense? Ladies and gentlemen, what are we thinking? I think every relationship is different. Finances should be divided reasonably within the couple's means. That's such a corporate answer. I like the way that you worded it though. um But okay. But that's what I mean by 50-50. So, everybody in the chat, let me know. Do y'all believe men and women should go 50-50? Should men and women have a 50-50 relationship? Should the cost be 50-50? Let's see. Nice. Shout out to Marie. That's good. Good to know. Sierra says, I think if you're unmarried, no children, and just dating, yes. So let me ask. So if you're in a relationship or you're married, it should be, it shouldn't be 50-50. Who should pay all of it? Damn, this shit closing up. Because ain't nobody staying at home for free with no balls. What's up, Divine? How you doing? If you are pulling in, make sure you are hitting the like button and subscribe to your boy Mods. Also, whenever you guys got an opportunity, press All Star. Let them know. Let them know when they come in, and as they come in, please. High fives, right? What jersey you got back there? No jersey. It was my flag, my Mexico flag, but I moved it up there. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that, Deedon. 50-50 because you're both paying, so one doesn't need to have to do it alone. Okay, okay, so we got another 50-50. See, this is why conversations like this. Let's see what's winning so far. Okay, what's winning so far is that men and women should go 50-50. Okay. In last place is a tie between men need to pay it all and women need to pay it all. Who voted women need to pay it all? I want to know. But remember, it's a conversation to have. And if you are voting, give us a reason as to why you voted. No one's going to hurt you. No one's going to hit you. No one's going to crucify you. This is purely just a conversation of what we have and a conversation that we want to have. Let's see. I am married now. I have 2 children with my husband. I stay at home and take care of my children at home. Okay. Okay. And let me ask, hold on. Before we got married and had kids, we both pitched in and stuff we did. This is just off of curiosity. So who said we should do 50-50? Like was it you? Was it him? Like how did the conversation or agreement came upon? Can you do a Roblox night one more time? Potentially. Are you just playing? Okay, if you just playing. But I said potentially. I'm not a video game streamer though. But if I did, it would have to be offline. Cause like although I loved streaming video games, I really like that for like my own private hobby. But like I don't mind doing it for like other fun and shit, like for with other people and shit. That sounds like an equal situation. What's up, EJ? You just playing? What up, EJ Trills? Shout out to everybody in the building. If you haven't, hit the like button and subscribe. We on the road to the top. Engage into the conversation. Hold on. Let me say this for the people that's tuning in and watching. I can see you right there. I see you. You got some of these people that's talking to have a conversation on something. But let me tell you behind the screen over there that still hasn't tapped the button or hit the subscribe button. Let me tell you. Don't be afraid to talk about the 50-50. Talk about it. No one's gonna hurt you. No one's gonna judge you. It's the whole thing is based off a conversation. If you and your partner agree to pay equal, then 50-50. Okay, I'm gonna play a clip for y'all. Well, actually, we're not at the 10-15 minute mark. You know, this is one of the most interesting topics, I think, in dating just in general. A lot of people have this topic. You know, and I hear a lot of this, especially on first dates. I hear a lot about this. Araya, great to see you. I hear a lot about this type of conversation. Like, a man messaged me the other day. It was like a couple weeks back. But he told me that a lady had asked him all these questions on his first date. Like, would you do 50-50? Would you do a long distance relationship? How was your last relationship? He told me he felt cornered. So I think it's more so about having a conversation on what you like. I never agree to talk about that on the first date, though. I'll say that for sure. I don't think that's gonna do any justice for anything, to be honest. I think it's important to have some long-term goals. We both agree to pitch in because we ultimately wanted to live a transitional or traditional lifestyle. So we got married and we worked towards it. Okay, cool. It sounded like there was some it sounded like there was some communication beforehand, regardless. Well the thing though, it's Diaja, you always gonna slip that under, I swear. But regardless of with the long term or not, I still wouldn't talk about it. Even if I were, let's say, even if I were like, you know what, it's 2045. Let me go ahead and let me see what an all star can get with around here. You know what I mean? Let me see. I still wouldn't bring up the conversation. We have mouths and fingers for reasons. Wait, what? What's up? What's going on? Traditional. You good? You good? Yeah. You hit a point. You hit a point when you're tired of laying pipe daily and just want to settle down, so you get straight to the point with the questions. I don't know if I'll get tired of laying pipe daily, but I'll say this: I just don't like the word settle down. This should just sound crazy. Like I feel like you putting a dog down or some shit. But I mean, even just straight with the points or with the questions, I mean, I hear that a lot from like a lot of people that are older than me, like their 40s and 50s though. They'll be like, yeah, why not just get to the point? I'm like, whoa, what the point? I mean, I guess. I mean, but I don't see that. But anyways, we're having a conversation on 50-50. If you haven't answered, but if you want to answer, make sure you go ahead and answer. The poll is up. What's winning so far is that men and women should go 50-50. They should go 50-50. Okay, I see. Settling down, not to be confused with settling. Yeah, but that's why I don't like the word. That's the biological clock. Yeah, yeah. Like, well, motherfuckers that be like 50, 60. See, if you're 50 and 60 and you're asking these questions, I could low key get it. But would I agree all the way? Not really, but I could get it. I'd be like, you know what? You do have, you're 50 and 60. I could see why. Maybe it hurts when you thrust. And you're just like, you just want to get it over with, you know? Tired of being lied to and shit. Tired of just going through that same banter. You're like, I'm too over this. But if you're like 40, 50, nah, man, you tripping. Like 40 and 50 is still a prime time. But I said I would love because I mean, if you want to get with someone, I don't see that's nothing wrong though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's wrong to want a relationship. Or if I think what would be wrong is like trying to consider somebody to be in a relationship before getting to know who they are, if that makes sense. Like I think that's weird to me because I don't even know if you're equipped for that. Like we know each other for 2 weeks and now we in a relationship. What the hell? That's weird to me. You took that the wrong way when I said what? I said many things. Phantom, what's up? 35 plus is reasonable? You're considered nah, 35 nah, no. What's reasonable is like 65 plus. I'm gonna double that. I think 65 plus is reasonable to be honest. 65 plus is reasonable. The point, yo, pause, Marie. Never that fast, but that's what I'm saying though. But this is why a conversation like this matters. When we talk about should men and women go 50-50 or just in the beginning, it's just that like I don't think I don't see I many people are trying to get into the conversation today. I'm not even talking about kids. I'm just talking about 50-50 in general. And the 50 and 60 older women. Oh wow. Your head's in the gutter. You're fine. You're good. You good. You're good, Phantom. How's everything been on your end? I've been great. Just having conversation. All right, you guys. In about a minute, I'm gonna be playing the audio for you guys. We're gonna be listening to something. We're gonna be listening to Iggy Azalea and Neon have a conversation about 50-50. All these damn things that come into play. Why can't people just be 65 plus and just be in a relationship without kids? Some people don't want kids. It's crazy you invited me to your house. Yeah, bro. The coffee was dope, bro. This guy. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you have not, let's get these likes up to 15 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button right now. If you're not subscribing, hit the subscribe button. Remember, mods, every now and then just press all star so the people know when they come in. I know we like to have dialogue, but just try to stay on top of you whenever you can. So let me ask. Let's say a GF or wife. All right, let me not do an accent. Let's say a GF or wife gets sick, goes through grief, or has health issues, and she's not able to go 50-50 for a period of time. That's why I feel weird about it. Okay. I have even given my side of what I think for 50-50. I will though, right after the clip, when I play this clip. All right, I'm about to play this clip. Let's do this thing. All right. I'm just gonna play the audio instead of the actual video. It's just them talking. We don't. It doesn't matter with what they say or who we see. Hold on, give me one brief moment, y'all. I'm gonna play it through here. Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth pairing. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Like you gotta really believe. Okay, bet. All right, we're gonna listen to the audio. 50-50 in the sense of let's say money. Let's do this. Let's play this audio.
This can be frustrating. Like, why doesn't she have a man? What's wrong with her? I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. It's just you guys want your buttholes licked, you do crack, and you don't have enough money to be 50-50 with me. That's your problem, not mine.
What is 50-50 with you, though? I'm trying to think. 50-50 with you has to be, it's a pretty high standard.
If I had to pay it all, you wouldn't be fuckable, so I don't know what to tell you.
Ooh. I think a woman shouldn't have to pay for anything. I don't believe in 50-50.
Wait. If a woman has to pay it all, are y'all not fucking the man? All right, let's keep going.
Well, I believe that it's the best I could. Why would I limit? It's just.
Even if you have your own money, like I think the guy, like. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable letting a girl pay for a living, pay for food, pay for clothes, like pay for anything.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do that and you're paying for my lifestyle, that's like you got to make another $15 million a year just to pay for my shit. So is that really fair? I don't know. You know, like true. Fuck, and that's how
50-50. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's be for real.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna play the audio again, everybody, and we're listening to Neon and Iggy Azalea have a conversation on 50-50. So I'm gonna play it again from the beginning, and I'm gonna pause it this time because we played it through. If you paying for everything, you can fuck yourself. Okay. Also, I do want to mention Iggy Azalea is she makes a lot of money. If you're not sure who she is, she's an artist. She's made music, but she's also, I think she does a lot of investments and stuff. So with what I want men to hear, this is not necessarily the money, just hear the conversation of what's happening. I'm gonna play it one more time, but this time I'm gonna pause it throughout so I can say something and ask the chat and everybody that's coming in.
This can be frustrating. Like, why doesn't she have a man? What's wrong with her? I'm like, nothing's wrong with me. It's just you guys want your buttholes licked, you do crack, and you don't have enough money to be 50-50 with me. That's your problem, not mine.
Y'all think there's something wrong with women if they're not in relationships? I hear that a lot from a lot of men though. A lot of men would say that a lot of women are there's something wrong with them if they're not in a relationship or they're not with other men.
What is 50-50 with you, though? I'm trying to think. 50-50 with you has to be, it's a pretty high standard.
If I had to pay it all, you wouldn't be fuckable, so I don't know what to tell you.
I think a woman shouldn't have to pay for anything. I don't believe in 50-50.
Well,
let me pause this really quickly. Salute, Gil. What's good? What's going on? Let me ask y'all. Do y'all think, for the men in the chat, do y'all think men should pay everything for a lady?
Well, I believe that it's the best I could. Why would I limit? It's just.
Even if you have your own money, like I think the guy, like. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't feel comfortable letting a girl pay for a living, pay for food, pay for clothes, like pay for anything.
I know, but
I gotta disagree with Neon right there, bro. I think, and I'm gonna give my perspective on what I think about 50-50, y'all. about what he's saying, because I don't like that. I don't like the way he said it like that. Just I don't feel comfortable, and I wonder where that comes from.
Just saying, like, if you're going to do that and you're paying for my lifestyle, that's like you got to make another $15 million a year just to pay for my shit. So is that really fair? I don't know.
I get that. That's
like
true.
fuck, and that's how
50-50, yeah.
So one of the things I wanted to point out and why this video was important to me is because, well, firstly, I do want to say this. This I know this is an entertainment conversation. This is Neon. He's a streamer, right? And he has Iggy Azalea. She's been an entertainer for a very long time. So motherfuckers could just be yapping, right? But let me say this though. I pointed this out because Neon at first. This is a very important part. I'm not sure if anyone heard this part either. But Neon was saying, actually, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Fuck this. I'm gonna just show you and then I'm gonna tell you.
I think a woman should.
Listen to this part.
if I had to pay it all, you wouldn't be fuckable. So I don't know
Neon
what to
part.
tell you.
I think a woman shouldn't have to pay for anything. I don't believe in 50-50.
Well, I
Okay,
believe
you heard that, right?
saying like if you're gonna do that and you're paying for my lifestyle, that's like you got to make another $15 million a year just to pay for my shit. So is that really fair? I don't know.
I get that. That's
like
true.
fuck, and that's how
50-50, yeah.
Boom. Okay. So let me listen to that. Listen to that though. Neon first, as said, this is the very important part because this is why I think it's a disingenuous for where he said, right? And two, I understand that this is an entertainment ass video. They're both entertainers. They do both do the same shit. But let me tell you something too. He first stood on his square and said women shouldn't pay 50-50. So this is what's important right here. If you truly believe in what you're saying, you're not gonna go against just because a woman told you it shouldn't be 50-50. She just gave him a reason as to why it should be 50-50 in a certain reason, right? It should be like this, because you got to support my lifestyle, something like that, if you want to pay for everything. And then he switched up his narrative to say, you're right, it should be 50-50. Okay. And now the thing is, what's important is that I already knew when he was saying that it sounded disingenuous, because he said he doesn't feel comfortable with having a woman pay for everything. He would rather pay for everything. Now he does make some money on the side, but this is what I'm saying though, is that he shouldn't have switched up with what he said and stood on his square, even if he agreed or disagreed or not. I think that's really what comes down to terms. That's one of the things I wanted to highlight mainly about this conversation, is that just because she's telling you a reason about what's in her life, what fits for yourself is what you need to stand your square on, and not just move the goalposts just because she's giving you another reason. But even if she's giving you a good reason, that doesn't mean that that's your reality. You shouldn't be switching it. But I already knew he was disingenuous though by what he was saying. Now my stance, okay, and this is, my stance of what I'll see it from the whole, should men go 50-50? I think men and women should go 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And the reason why is because, see, here's the thing. And when I say 50-50, I don't have nothing against me paying for stuff. If now see, this is where things get a bit complex, correct? Because if we're in the beginning of a stage of just talking and everything, we're dating, like we're in the beginning, we're just in the stages of dating, right? We're just dating, we're going out, and I'm inviting her out. I don't mind paying for it because I invited her out. There's a complete difference between the two, right? Because there's another difference between people just coming out to just hang out as friends. I'm paying for it because you are part of my company. You accompany me to my invitation, so I'm paying for that. I don't mind that. But when it comes down later down the line, I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing the 50-50. Now, I was asked a question of something earlier, was about, I believe it was about if she was sick or pregnant. Now that's a whole different bag, right? Because there's something more about going on with that right now. That's something that's definitely down the line. And what I could say, I mean, you could take care of it for what you want, but it's based on what you want in that sense. Obviously, she's gonna have to do some certain things, but that's a little too down the line for me to even talk on. And plus, too, if I were to talk about it, I'd rather we save that conversation for another time. But that's what I would say on that. Alice, great to see you. What's up? But just in general is why conversations like this are important. Now, actually, I do agree with what Iggy Azalea said, though. I'm not gonna lie. I agree with what Iggy Azalea said. I agree with her saying, like, saying that men and women should go 50-50 because she does make a fuckload of money, right, on what she's saying. So if she's saying if a man has to pay her lifestyle, he would have to make more money in order to pay for her lifestyle, and she doesn't see that as fair. And I thought that was a good one, to be honest. I was like, you're not she, because when I heard that, some people could hear a certain whatever the certain way, like maybe she might be stuck up, maybe she might be talking too much on money. But to me, what I hearing is that I hear a woman that's actually being a bit considerate, at least, because even towards the end, she was like, "Come on now," she's like, "Let's be real," and I was like, I think that's considerate for the other man, especially when it's talking like that, right? But that's she did mention that too, Diaja. Salute to Boxing is in the building. What's up, bro? But that's the video that I wanted to cover and talk about the 50-50. And it's interesting to see everybody's different perspectives on what they think about 50-50. And it's cool because a lot of you, most people are in here agreeing, right? Man, great to see you. Salute, man, bro. What's up? But, if you have voted, make sure you give your reasoning as to why you voted for whichever one. And remember, we're not here to be disrespectful. We're here to have a conversation as to what we believe and what it is, right? But I definitely believe in the whole 50-50 thing. And the thing is, too, is like, I want to mention this, though, because Iggy says something that I heard that I had to ask. And Diaz was the only one who asked, who answered on it. But I said, if a woman has to, no, she said, if she had to pay for everything, that wouldn't make a man fuckable. See, okay. Now, I notice. Listen, you, she could pay for everything, and you still be fuckable. Okay, I just want to let that be known because sometimes too. Now listen. I can hear the typing away already. Isaac. I can hear the typing already. Okay, hold on, everybody, hold on. But what I'm saying is that it's yeah, a money can play the part, but a money is not what makes the man. It's not what gets her feeling good. It's about how you make her feel. It's not what's in the thing that's in between her pants that she wants to throw at you. Now, here's the thing. If you're in a relationship, right? If you're in a relationship and you're wishing all that, see the thing is that, right? If you're in a relationship, you and before you were like, girl, I'm gonna get promoted, I'm gonna get my own job, I'm gonna get my own, I'm gonna get my own whatever, right? And you're saying all these things, then that means that you're just an individual who's a liar about the income that you were gonna create. So I can see why women would be like, you're not fuckable if that's the case. Because if you say you are something, you get in a relationship, but you're not that thing, or you don't hold up with what you said, I can get that, right? But I will say though, you will still be fuckable even if she is paying for shit. Okay? I'm gonna let that be known. It's the truth. It's another side to this shit that's not very popular out here. It's very looked down upon. But regardless, she'll pay for shit. Yeah, hotels, cars, food, you know what I mean? But this is the case where you're not you're not telling her I'm gonna be paying for shit, I'm gonna be doing shit. Like, you're not leading with that. You led with sexual chemistry. You led with this is what we finna do. This is how we're gonna do it, right? You're not selling a dream as to what could be more. Gregory, what's good? What's up? I show Latino speak. What's up, Brody? Now let me look at these comments really quickly. Welcome in. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Hit the like button. Subscribe to your boy Ambrosio. Antonio, what's up? Salmon, what's good? For outings, if we're dating and living together, it's 50-50. If we're married, I don't mind paying for bills on my own. Okay, cool. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody in the building. We are doing this. Listen, we on an all-star takeover too. Listen, y'all, I think we got one more week until September is over. This is crazy. It went by so fast. This has been an incredible all-star takeover too, I'll say. I had a really great time. We still got one more week left of just we're gonna go live every single day this week. And then Friday, I have a lady coming up to the show. We're gonna be doing a live dating Q&A. Man, if you want to join that, you can. I know a couple of you guys are rusty. I know a couple of you guys don't have much experience with women. This is your opportunity. You can shoot your shot. Even if you do got some, you may sit here and be like, damn, she fine. pull up. And then Saturday we're gonna be doing a movie night. It's gonna be lit, and we're gonna be doing something fun. We're gonna have a good conversation, okay? And then towards the end of September, I will be putting out a poll to see whether you guys want to. It's a community vote because September is when I matched y'all. I matched it because August you guys voted me to go live every day. September I matched it. So October is your month to vote if you want me to go live every day again. And then November I'll match it. So then that's how we're gonna do it for the rest of the year going out because 2025 is about to end. We're about to enter into October, and then we're gonna get to the new year. There's a lot of reflection and insight that's has to. I hope everybody has genuinely done something good for the year so far. But let's get back into this conversation. Let me know. Should men go 50-50? Let's talk about it. Thank you for saying that. Hello, beautiful peeps. Like and subscribe. Thank you for that, Marie. As women get older, they prefer men who are well established because the chances are she is established and she has a biological clock. So if she wants kids down the line, it makes sense to want security. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. They can have security on the side and then have some fun time with me. All right. I can't see you as a leader if I pay for everything. Sometimes, see, this is why it's the complexities of it. Because there's two sides of the coin, okay? There's the side where it's like, that's why I had to mention, if you're going into a way of relationship, but you're selling a dream, you're leading where you're going to be like, oh, I'm a young business owner, I'm doing this, it's going to make so much money. 2 years later, you ain't did shit, she been paying for everything. That's one thing. She's not going to want to fuck you because she thinks you're weak. But getting there, on the other side, though, where you're not making those sweet promises, you know what I'm saying? Shit can go down, you feel me? Why not? What's going on, Gregory? Don't lead with the wallet, lead with masculinity. Where's the girl? He didn't finish his sentence. Oh, oh. You got hit up by this gym baddie. All right, Winston, now what? Now what, bro? You just have to be communicative on what to expect long term. Money doesn't really mean anything unless you're leeching and no motivation to grow. What's good, Elijah? If we're dating, I don't mind paying for food and drinks, but I like to eat and drink good. Not covering your nails, hair. Unless it's every now and then. Oh, I'm not covering no hair and nails. That's dead as hell. You're going to get the nails and hair done to come see me. What's up? You're the best. If I'm married, I would want my women to stay home with the kids. My preference. So I would at least 90% to 100%. Okay. Look, Deaja love to hear that. She said, hold on. Yeah. See, on my beliefs in general, just I don't want to talk about because I already said I'm down. I'm okay with the 50-50. Like, I'm down with that shit. Like, if that's in a long-term relationship, but other things, I'd rather keep that to myself. Keep it a little bit private. But yeah, gonna make things happen. What does that mean, Winston? What you gonna tell her? What she hit you up about? Good afternoon, Viva. I feel like each adult should be able to fully take care of themselves. Their income should take care of all their bills, their needs, their expenses, and desires. I like that. That's a good answer. Shout out to that. In your bed. Oh. Maria out here talking spicy. It's 5 in the afternoon. I see you. A channel is making fun of my dead mom, Izzy. Firstly, I didn't even realize me reading that. I should read the comments before I talk. Please don't give it any focus. I know that's incredibly upsetting. I know there was a passing earlier that happened not too long ago. So condolences, but please don't give it any more attention and focus, although it is fucked up. All right? I know it's not cool and know it's not good, but don't give it any more attention. All right? If you pay for everything, she's gonna go home to Tyrone and give him the leftovers and cheeks. Ruben, you listened to Red Pill concert, didn't you? I think you have. That's some Red Pill shit to say. But I mean, That's gonna happen. Like if a woman just likes you for what you pay and provide, then yeah, she's gonna come home to the guy who makes her feel sexy and wants to smash him. What's good, exotic? What's that? Abril, what's up? Chance, ask your question and put a Q in front of it. When you're in a relationship, it's not your duty necessarily to financially take care of another, but your love for them usually need to fill or fill, add value, not buy. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Yeah, cause you know a lot too in dating. It seems there's a lot of people that are just dating for what they can provide versus who they are. Now here's the thing. I'm not against people also like knowing what they want if it comes to financial things, then I can see. However, I mean, I think that's why dating is important to me. Well, no, no, no. That's why dating is important to me. That's why I talk about dating a lot because it's connection. People have shit fucked up. People go in being like, I make 90K a year. How much you make a year? Oh, I make 80. Nah, I'm good. Add a queue if you have a question. Yeah, thank you for that. Phantom. There was something I thought about last week, maybe two, last count, that I think is cute. It is up to you if you want to know. Sure. Go ahead and ask. Is it has to do with like a lady or something? Like, what you mean? She saw me working out, walked over and asked if I could talk. I was with a girl, and I don't have chalk. We chopped it up for a minute. She was all smiles. Okay, so what happened in the conversation, Winston? So what happened in it? Did you get her number? Like, what's going on? Like, what's the next move? What's the next step, bro? She asked for chalk and you didn't have chalk. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Great to see everybody. Hit the like button and subscribe to you, boy. We on the road to the top. It's your boy All Star Izzy, man. I'm gonna play another video in a second. This is where the Latina mommies be. Hopefully, all. I don't want. I mean, no, 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 not that I don't want. I love all the Latinos first of all, but we can have all the types of ladies in here. I want all types. But do Latina women come in here for sure? But definitely have all types of ladies. All ladies are welcome. All races. You guys are more welcome to be a part and be with an all star. We all can have a conversation together, okay? I don't discriminate. Shout out to all my ladies, specifically the ones 21 and plus. But you know that. Shout out to the 18 plus too. Specifically Marie. Great mod. Your love leads you to usually feel or find a need to feel. My bad. We had to clarify. Are we talking about marriage or dating? Two different worlds. Clarify that along with yourself. I mean, but the whole point is why the generalization of if 50-50 matters is important because it shows where everybody's mind is thinking about when it comes to 50-50, right? Because there's the beginning of just fucking around and or just getting to know one another, right? And then you got the next step to be like, okay, I want to take this maybe a little bit more serious. Let's start going out in public. All right, let's start doing some dates. Let's start being in public because I don't know. I don't in the beginning. I'm not going out in public like that with a woman. We're not. Maybe the first one, potentially the second, but like after that, and then for a while, we're not going out in public. And then after that occurs, and let's say what, we kind of do want to go out more or some shit. We want to be seen with each other. All right, bet that stage. And then right after that stage is to get to the exclusive stage. And the exclusive stage is saying, well, look, we're going to be together. Okay, boom. And then after that comes another whole different territory. So it's basically up for you guys and what you think, what you want for it. Talking about dating, he don't talk about. Yeah, I don't talk about marriage. If I do talk about marriage though, the only thing I would say about marriage is that I think it's disingenuous if you're marrying solely for settlement. That's the only thing I would really say. But I don't speak on marriage. If you want to have an incredible dating experience that could potentially lead to a great marriage, yeah, I've had that. I've had some people that has great results. But yeah, but I'm not a baddie. I'm a mommy. Ghostface, Ghostface, you're a dude, ain't you? Jesus, bro, what the hell? Oh yeah, you're definitely a guy. Latinas are God's gift. So what did we just talk about yesterday? The worst lines. Look at this shit, man. You can't make it up. Is he with the Latina? He's crazy over there. I love all women. If two best friends, guys and girls, only best friends, do you think it would be adorable if the guy gave his best friend girl a ring? No, hell no. That's not adorable. That's weird. Cause what the hell is going on? Why are you giving a ring to your best friend? What do we just promise ring best friend shit? Fuck that. If you want to give your best friend something, give her a teddy bear or something. Give her like happy best friend anniversary or something like that. Nah, nah, nah. No rings, no rings. Marriage and dating is different. I'll agree on that. If you're married and have a family, it's your duty as a man to support and never feel. You always start in public. Oh my God, this may be controversial, but I feel like if people were able to make enough on their own, dating for love would be first nature. Hmm, I like that. That's actually a really good comment. That's actually a really good comment, Viva. I like that a lot. Hold on, that's a good conversation. Viva, you should if you're up for it, you should potentially be a guest on one of my shows that I have. And we could talk about that. I like that a lot. Hold on, let me take a picture of that shit. Cause that's a really good one. Hold on, let me take a picture. I like that a lot. I want to expand on that, but this is not the conversation for it. But I could see that. I could definitely see that if people were to make stuff on their own. Yeah, I could see that for sure. Because I think that's what it comes down to. Just I think that's one of the biggest factors that comes down to and why dating could be so messed up. Because there's so much toxicity and like negativity when it comes into dating. And it's like, why does it have to be that way? And then people realize because of the way they get into dating, this is what makes it negative and bad. She asked me to for help moving a weight once before. I just took it that she only wanted help, but she's coming at me with game now. She Latina. We talked about her job, and it's my turn to approach. Wait, hold on, Winston. So you didn't get her number? Am I tripping? You didn't get her number yet, bro? It's your turn to approach. You should have got the number already if you wanted that. I don't think entirely is cute. Just something I somehow thought of. My bad. You're good. You're good. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. No entanglements or blurred lines. Yeah, no confusion. Exactly, Viva. Exactly. Yeah, because yeah, nah, nah. That's a little bit too much. I used to think like that in middle school though. Ghost. Man, we was just talking about the worst lines last night. Look what's happening, bro. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't make this shit up. If I can do a paper bag over my head, sure. I've been at some people's podcasts. I don't like image. Is there a certain reason you don't like how you look, or you just don't want to show your face? We're still waiting for Halloween to come to make his approach. Yeah, bro, taking too long. Why did it take so long? Why did it take so long? What happened, bro? Majority of people scamming in relationships for financial is women, not talking shit, giving you what stats show. Yeah, in stats I can see that, but it's a lot of men too though. A lot of men too, like bro, especially because in the where I basically mainly was brought up around a lot when I was outside and shit, roaming around. it was a lot. I knew a lot more men that were getting into relationships and dating for women's money. Like, and it was more in real life. Now I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that there women aren't doing that. There's a lot of women doing that for sure. There's literally shows and movies based on that shit. But I know for sure is that there's a lot of men out here that are getting women pregnant so they can have security in their shit. It's crazy, but it's true. But I know what you're saying, Luis. I know a lot more men that are doing it versus than women. And if men have the money and he knows that the woman is a certain way, he like he basically treats her like the way she ever wants to. I mean, it's crazy because there's a lot of like abuse, a lot of stuff that women. And here's the thing: I'm not saying this to cry, right? I'm not saying this to defend. I'm just also saying this though, is that I think it's very low of people to get with each other for just to survive and be in a relationship for financial stuff. Because I know women that have been in relationships or are in relationships just in order to survive and have a roof over their head. But they had to put up with all types of toxicity, cheating, and shit like that. Now at the end of the day, she brought herself to that point. So it's on her, right? But it's still not cool when it comes into stuff. And people will hear that and be like, well, oh, this is why dating is fucked up. This is why dating is like this because of shit like that. So, but let me play this different clip. I think it's a bit similar to what it was before, but I'm still gonna play it for you guys. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
Would you ever date anyone that makes less than you?
Yeah, you can make a little bit less than me, but here's my feeling. Like, I would really like it to be 50-50. Like, if we bought a house or we have a mortgage or things like that.
Oh, you'd still pay?
Well, I think we should, the minimum should be that we both equally contribute. So, with that being said, I wouldn't really want to, like, downgrade my life that I can pay for on my own to, a lot of the times I think it can be emasculating in my experience because I've gone on dates with men that earn a lot less and then it gets weird.
Yeah, because then you're doing shit that they can't and stuff. I feel like
Yeah, so I think it's a bit of a weird predicament. But my ideal would just be that if we can, like, if you could afford the same lifestyle that I can afford to where we can be 50-50 in that, then that would work
50-50 is crazy. A lot of girls say that the man should pay for everything.
Yeah, I know a lot of people feel that way. I think if someone wants to do that, that's good. But otherwise, I think it's like very hard to find someone that you have a connection with. So I don't think you should like box yourself out by financially like obscuring.
Ooh,
yourself.
hold up. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Let's keep going.
Because it's hard. You're already narrowing it down a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's already really hard. So why make it harder?
That was incredible. Hold on. Now I'm gonna play the video one more time, and I'm gonna pause it this time though. You know what's crazy is that I didn't even watch this whole video, and the fact that she said that towards the end says a lot. I mean, let's go ahead and listen to this one more time.
Would you ever date anyone that makes less than you?
Yeah, you can make a little bit less than me, but here's my feeling. Like, I would really like it to be 50-50. Like, if we bought a house or we have a mortgage or things like that.
Oh, you'd still pay?
Well, I think we should, the minimum should be that we both equally contribute. So with that being said, I wouldn't really want to like downgrade my life that I can pay for on my own to, a lot of the times I think it can be emasculating in my experience because I've gone on dates with men that earn a lot less and then it gets weird.
Yeah.
I like that right there. She did say something as far as like how a lot of men feel emasculated if women are paying for more, if they're making more money. Let me tell you something, bro. It's not if women are making more money than you. Let's just say for now, whatever, okay, or just in general, because there's a bunch of rich women out here, and I know a lot of women that make hella bank. I know a lot of them. Thankfully, they're all cool as hell. A lot of them make money because they have their own things. But let me say something real quick. Just because she makes more money doesn't mean that you're less of a man. All right, because now you're tying in your self-esteem, you're tying your identity, you're tying yourself to something that you can create. Masculinity isn't about what you could provide. Masculinity in a materialistic sense, masculinity isn't about isn't about your wallet or finances. This is why never leave with a wallet if you're a man. What it really just means is that it's an inner personal power that you have for yourself as a man. Masculinity is not something that you're creating or making money. It doesn't equal your value. That's the one thing. So you feel emasculated when women are making more money than you. That's an insecurity. That's not saying, but that's what makes you feel less of a man. So you tie that to that, and you think it's a problem because, like she said, and when the more I hear when Iggy Azalea talks about this stuff, I also hear how I also when I hear her talk about the things that she says, I enjoy it because you can tell she's being considerate because she knows she makes money. Women who make listen, and this is something too. I know a lot of women who make money, but if a lot of women in general that I've talked to that have made more money, I've been with women who made more money than me. I've been on dates with women who made more money. I've have experiences, but a lot of them are super down to earth. A lot of them actually find that they want more. They'd rather have connections than material stuff. Just in general, like as you start to climb a ladder for yourself, you will start to see so much superficial shit that at the time too is that you just want to enjoy and value connection and want to have a connection between you and the other individual. It's more about who you are than what you have. Now, this doesn't mean not have things going on for yourself because can that be attractive? Yeah. But it's not about what a woman wants. It's not about what she likes. It is about if you as a man are going to be able to contribute something of value to your life because you already have that in you. It got to be in you already. You can't have a woman push that part on you. Can she potentially motivate and connect some dots? There could be a thing that comes with that. But one thing is that you got to be able to inspire yourself as a man. You got to be something that for yourself. You got to have that you got to have that within you before, all right? Now, can pushes of inspiration occur? Yes, they can, but remember, it always has to be in at first before any of these things could happen going further, okay? So just remember that if a woman is making more money, this doesn't emasculate you. I don't feel emasculated when women have more money than me. I think that's cool. I think they got their own thing. But then again, when I'm talking with women, or if I find them attractive and I want, and there could potentially be a connection. I'm not looking at her as a money bag. I'm not looking at her as like, oh, she's this thing. I want to see you for who you are, and then we can keep moving because that is more valuable than anything. That's more valuable than the money that you're accumulating because that's a different reality that you're having. Who you are in work is not who you are when you're with me. It's not who you are when you're laying down at bed by yourself. It's not who you are when you're enjoying your own company, when you're with your family, when with your friends. This is a whole different sides to yourself, and I get that. Everybody's multifaceted in some capacity. So again, if a woman is making more than you, it's not that you are less of a man. What it just means is that you are an insecure man about the money that you make, but because it ties into your finances. You know what I mean? Let's keep going.
Yeah, because then you're doing shit that they can't and stuff. I feel like
Yeah, so I
don't
think it's a bit of a weird predicament, but my ideal would just be that if we can, like, if you could afford the same lifestyle that I can afford to where we can be 50-50 in that, then that would work for me.
50-50 is crazy. A lot of girls say that the man should pay for everything.
Yeah, I know a lot of people feel that way. I think if someone wants to do that, that's good. But otherwise, I think it's like very hard to find someone that you have a connection with. So I don't think you should like box yourself out by financial.
Let me stop it right there because this is something Viva you mentioned about the whole controversial take about the financial stuff, and if people weren't like that, they would understand that they would look for connection first, right? And or they will see if there's a connection. Let me say that, but that's exactly what she's saying, right? Is she's saying that why make it harder on yourself is if you're most people are in it for money, and that's what she's basically saying. So now that she's saying this, it just reiterates what you were talking about, that why make it harder on yourself and see if there's a connection when you don't even have a connection at first already. You're just trying to see what the tax brackets are. Let's keep going.
Like obscuring yourself further.
Because it's hard. You're already narrowing it down a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's already really hard. So why?
And those are the videos that I had to play for you guys. My name is All Star Izzy. Hit the like button, subscribe to your boy. I'm an empowerment coach, speak on love, dating, relationships, self-esteem. Empower yourself to empower the world. But we're here having a good conversation. You know what I mean? But just in general, I think that was those were two good ones. Again, I do understand that this is entertainment purposes when it comes to these videos. That Neon is a streamer. I know Iggy is an entertainer. However, the conversation is still good to have with everybody else around because it's still good to talk about these things and why when we speak on 50-50, when we speak on connection, when we speak on what we actually like, what we need to talk about. What's good, bro? What's good, Christian? How you doing, bro? Um, but that's what really it comes down to, you know. And if you're voting right now, let's see what the votes are so far. 63% yes they should. 15% no they should not. 15% men need to pay it all. 7% women need to pay it all. So if you have voted, make sure you give your reason as to why. But you know, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're having a conversation about 50-50. You know what I'm saying? But it's important. This is why it's important to see the things is that when it's a connection thing, and a lot of people have it backwards. People can see, men can see women with, let's say she has a nice Mercedes, she's wearing a beautiful black dress, she looks prepped up, her hair's done, her nails did. They see it as intimidating. I could see why you would think that's intimidating, right? I could see why you think that that's a certain way. But let me tell you something: is that a lot of those women they actually value connection. A lot of the women that you think that have all these options, whether they do or not, they that doesn't take away from who they are from within. That's why I always say, see her for who she is. Don't see her for what you want to see, right? Because all you want to see is the things on the surface. It's not about what's on the surface. It's about what you're, who is there and why it's there, and see if there's a connection between you guys. You know what I mean? 1000%. If y'all dating, those ain't his bills. Yeah, 1000% though. So there's some great lessons to get into this conversation, bro. Just in general. Oh, let's see. Okay. By the way, thank you guys for being here. Make sure to subscribe and be a part. This is the All Star Takeover 2. We are coming to the end. We are on the last week of the All Star Takeover 2. It has been an incredible journey so far, to be honest. And I'm very grateful for all the people that has come through, supporting, enjoying, having a conversation about these things. Now, let's see this. I see somebody's talking about breaking up. Yeah. Financially 50-50 maybe, but no, now within the bounds of life in general, doing us our part, them doing their part, yes. But I mean, what's up, familiar? Great to see you. Sweet and kind, also a warrior, fierce, unmovable. The world is not ready to grasp complexities, true depth. So I'd prefer not to be seen. Okay. Well, if you don't want to be seen, then how about instead of just being a instead of being a guest on camera, you can just call in. I don't want the way I look to water down the message. I like that though. I see what you're saying. But there's always gonna be that in life. You know, depending on how you see or whether they think you're attractive or not, they could potentially hear them. They won't hear the message, but that's you know that comes with it. But I'm pretty sure my community, my people, my stars, um, they gonna be good. They're gonna be good. They'll be all right. Yeah, we're not doing a call-in show just now. We'll possibly do a call-in show tomorrow. Um, but yeah, so regardless, I mean, whenever you're ready to show yourself on camera, you can pull up. Us women would love to hear your perspective, Viva, and sensible men will too, regardless of your beauty. That's true. Yeah, that's exactly. See, I'm glad that you said something too like that, Diaja. I mean, shit. Shit, I'm sexy as hell, but you see the message I say is amazing. Or like shit. I may say something that you may not like. Like I've gotten so many DMs on some shit like that. Like people will be like, you're too fine to be having such a strong stance, or I like you're fine but your message is ugly. Like I'll get shit like that, but I mean it just comes with it. You know what I mean? Question. If a female has never lived with a man, would you consider her ever actually being in a relationship? Yes, of course. I don't mind. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with having different spaces. I like my own space. I wouldn't even see nothing wrong with having your own different spaces as far as like you guys got your own crib, but you guys have your own rooms as well. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I would definitely say that's still a relationship. Just because if you guys not moving in and doing all that stuff, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, as long as the relationship and the communication is there, you guys know what you both want, then that's fine. That's one thing. But if I mean, if you and you both know, like, yeah, I don't want to move in with you. That's cool. Communication is it's like game communication, confidence. Like that's like dating. Woo! We all get into some conversations. I'm gonna tell you that. But just in general, yeah, no, I don't see nothing wrong with that though. I think that's fine. Cause if I'm in a relationship with a lady, I'm not. I don't want to move in. I don't know. That's a lot. See, I'm not even thinking that far ahead. But just in general, for men and women that's in a conversation though, or just talking about some shit like this, just let it be known. Like, if you don't want to move in a room with somebody, or you don't want to move in with your person, your lady, your man, you don't have to do that. Okay. And if they find that wrong at first, make sure you communicate that. Okay. Make sure you talk to them and be like, hey, this was happening. If they disagree, then that's one thing. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Sounds peachy. They think I'm young and dumb, as you know, I'm an old girl. With your ripe old age, you mean? The way I look says naive, gullible, but that's not me at all. But that's why it's good though. See, you're talking about Viva. You're saying something that I've talked about before about the what more than meets the eye theory, or the many faces to a person. There's more than what you see. Cause see, oh my God, this should be coming to full circle. But that's really what it comes down to. Like, for instance, people would see me and think that I've gotten it all, and literally gotten it all. Fuck boy, this and that, all this. But then when the lady has a conversation and speaks to me, and when we talk about stuff, I'll tell them and be like, well, they will leave with the conversation, or in the conversation they will say, "Damn, you're a lot more down to earth than I thought. You can talk. You know how to have a conversation. I thought you were just this person, this that." But that's what comes with it, though. So, again, it's whenever you're ready to come onto camera, Viva. Just know that you do have my invitation, and when you're ready to accept it, you'll be able to come up here. Elena, I don't know how to say her name. What do I do if my BF cheated on me? Leave him alone. Keep moving on. I was gonna say something a little toxic, but I'm gonna keep it to what it is. But yeah, just leave him alone and keep moving forward. All right. Don't go back to it. You might want to, but it's not gonna do you any justice. You just need to accept it for what it is and keep moving on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe eat some ice cream. All right. If you feel like texting him, just don't do it, and call your sister, call your friend, and eat some ice cream together, and watch like Mean Girls or some shit. Let's see. But shout out to everybody. Thank you for 20 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. We are doing is how you get to relation. Okay. Y'all talking about something else. I can't even think about moving when she hasn't earned my attention yet. Yeah, it's all that stuff, bro. I see. I can't even think that far ahead. Even if I'm just imagining that, I genuinely cannot think that far ahead, because how do we get there? There has to be a beginning to this shit. Seven. That's real talk. The whole cohabiting thing, you get older, the harder it is. A lot of people have told me I've never been in a real relationship because I never lived with a man. Well, I think most people, just in general, they just a lot of people spill their own perspectives on stuff. You see, on this end, I want to know something down, man. On this end, the side of the All Star and Stars, it's a completely unique experience and perspectives. It's very different. It's almost like an outcasted look. It's not really, but it's more open minded than most. It doesn't follow a natural tradition. Now, can there be a couple traditional things? Yes, there could potentially, right? But in the All Star way, it's very just about what the person wants, It's about what you want in your world rather than the world putting certain standards and beliefs on you. But if that's what you want and that's what you're genuinely guided to and want to put upon, then that's fine. That's one thing. Until next time. But they don't feel comfortable until they do. So it's loving. I'll start. What would be the next stream? The next stream is gonna be tomorrow, Phantom. It's gonna be tomorrow during the afternoon because I'm gonna make more of an effort to go live in the afternoon as well. The way I do at nights. I'll potentially be live tonight, potentially. Okay. I am gonna be having a long night tonight. So if I do have some time, I'll be going live again tonight on some late night hour shit, and then I'll be on. That's that one dude, Christian. Did he just type in the? Hold on. Yo, bro, let me tell you something. We literally have you on cam, bro. We got you on cam the other night. This is a whole real ass person too. You can't see a date? Good shit, Diaja. I want to learn everything about you and teach you everything about me. Bedrooms quickly turn bedroom. Your wish is my command. Go Samurai. How old are you, bro? What the fuck? How old are you? Yes, he did. Yeah. He's in our live. We have it, bro. So every time we see him, we gotta. I'm gonna make fun of that motherfucker. Fuck you coming into my live being disrespectful as shit. I don't fuck with that. Stop being disrespectful to the people that want to talk and learn. It's not okay. We can have fun on the time when we're going live in the after hours and we're having fun during that time. That's one time. That's one thing, right? But in general, if we're having a real conversation on something, do not be disrespectful or you will be removed. All right, 1,000%. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Do not be disrespectful to the people that want to learn, that are having conversation on something. The moment you do, you're kicked the fuck out. Go Samurai, how old are you, bro? Cause she's very uncomfortable with you, dog. So you need to stop flirting with her. All right, it's not a good look. Sorry about earlier. Just something I thought somehow about. You good? You good? But I'm glad that you shared your thought with me, and I'm grateful that you thought about me to ask for my opinion. Okay, so I'm grateful that you did ask for sure. Okay, but I didn't want you to feel disrespected. I just want to give you a real raw thought and what I think. Don't blur those lines. But thank you again for asking your question. What was the hardest thing to overcome, or better yet, what was the catalyst to your desire to grow and evolve? The hardest thing to overcome, I think, was just my stubbornness in myself. I think that was what the biggest thing for me was, Viva. And this was at a very young age, like in my teens type of thing. But the catalyst to my desire to grow and evolve was just seeing who I was and being the same version. It was like sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it was just that, like, I seen how chaotic my behavior was. I seen how rebellious I was to the people around me, but to myself. I seen how reckless I was with things that I was doing. I seen how manipulative I was. Again, a lot of this was in my teens, like 14, 15, 16, 17. Like 14 to 17 was when the real transition started to begin to grow. But it was just it was always like the biggest overcome, and I'm not gonna say I'm not perfect, right? So I still have there's still challenges occurring for me, right? Because although I'm moving at a rapid pace as far as evolution, there is still so many more obstacles in my future and things that I still have to learn, still have to overcome, right? Because to learn is to grow, and to learn is basically to say that I have a lot more stuff to keep moving on and overcome. But I think what the catalyst was just that I got to a point where I was just like, I genuinely cannot do this no more. This person that I created, or this identity that was once me, it no longer fits with what I genuinely want. Like there was a true change, and I stuck true to my goal as far as like this is where I want to go. I don't want to be a certain version of myself no more. And because I turned my pain into power, because I was very much like how most of the masses are. So what I mean is that I was very much like blaming the world for my difficulties, blaming the world for like myself, blaming women for me for like the lack of what I had. So I started to just look inside instead of look outside, and everything started to blossom for there. Great question. Thank you for asking me. But you guys, I want to say much love to shout out to everybody. Thank you for being here. My name is All Star Izzy. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for tonight, but don't worry, stay tuned. We will be having more conversations going further in the future. All right. So I'm gonna talk to y'all soon. You have a great night. Until next time. All right. Peace.